Sometimes God chooses you when no one's watching. While the world forgets you, heaven sees you. That's how it was with David. An ordinary young man, invisible to people but visible to God. And maybe that's how it is with you too. Because some anointings happen in silence, and those are the ones that change destinies. Lord. Sometimes I wonder if your eyes still find me, when the silence feels too long and the field where I work becomes my only refuge. I remember David, a simple young man, forgotten even by his own family, yet never forgotten by you, because your gaze never misses its way. It pierces through appearances, through the noise, and reaches the heart. And it's in that same silence that I seek you, God. I have no crowns, no spotlight, only the sound of my thoughts and the hope that your purpose still includes me. Sometimes the heart grows tired of waiting, but something deep inside keeps believing that the waiting isn't punishment, it's preparation. Like David, I also have days when the field feels lonely. Days when the promise seems far away and the oil of anointing has yet to be poured. But what David didn't know, and maybe I don't either, is that you had already decided. The choice was made long before the calling came. Because when your time arrives, Lord, no one can stop it. The same voice that called Samuel to go to Bethlehem is the one that calls the unlikely to live the impossible. You choose in silence what the world has yet to notice, and maybe today at this very moment while I pray and my heart aches, you are preparing your Samuel, the one who will confirm what heaven has already declared. Because when you decide to anoint someone, the field becomes a throne, and obscurity turns into destiny. But what happens when God chooses someone who doesn't feel ready yet? Lord, sometimes it's hard to understand why being chosen hurts so much. David was anointed, but he went back to the field. The oil ran down his head, but life stayed the same. And it's the same with me. I carry promises, yet still face the same ground, the same struggles, the same voices saying I'm not enough. There are days when the heart aches for something that hasn't arrived. People look and don't understand, they think your promise has failed. But what they don't know is that there are battles only the anointed fight. Being chosen by you isn't glamour, it's surrender. It's carrying the weight of a calling before ever sitting on the throne. How many times, Lord, have I felt as small as David before Goliath? How many times have I thought of giving up because the waiting wore me down, because doubt shouted louder than faith? Yet even tired, I still believe your gaze sustains me, because I know there's a purpose behind every delay. David's field was a test, but it was also a school. There he learned to hear your whisper in the wind, to play the harp to calm the soul, to fight lions and bears when no one was watching. And maybe the field where I stand today is exactly that, the place where you're strengthening me for what's coming. I don't understand everything, but I feel you here in my weariness and my waiting and my silence. And even when I can't see it, I trust. Because if David had to return to the field after the anointing, maybe that means the throne is still being prepared. But Lord, what do I do when the pain of waiting feels heavier than the faith I have left? Lord, there are days when even your silence feels too heavy. David, your anointed one, fled, wept, and hid in caves. And I understand how he felt. Because sometimes the promise feels like a burden, and a weary heart can't help but ask, Lord, are you still with me? The oil has dried up, hope has weakened, and all that remains is the memory of the day you promised something that hasn't yet come to pass. I know the desert isn't punishment, it's the place where faith matures. But there are nights when the weight is too much, when the soul just longs for a moment of rest from the battle. And it's right there, when my strength runs out, that I realize it's not strength that sustains me, it's your presence. Without you, the throne would be empty, and victory would be meaningless. David was afraid too. The man after your own heart wept in secret, felt betrayed, grew tired of running. And yet, even when everything collapsed, he still called on you. He knew that no hiding place is too dark for your eyes. And today, Lord, that's exactly how I feel at the bottom, but still looking up. There are moments when the soul falls silent because there are no words left. Only tears. Only a sigh that rises and says, Lord, see me. And I know you do. Because the same God who found David in the cave is the same one who finds those who pray with a broken heart. And it's here in the darkest valley that I realize your promise never ceased to exist. It only hid behind time, waiting for the right moment to bloom. But something changes when a weary heart decides to pray again. Lord, it was here, on the floor of my soul, that I discovered your voice never goes silent. It simply whispers deeper. When David's tears mixed with the dirt of the cave, your spirit was still holding him, and it's the same with me. When I think it's over, I feel something gentle saying it's not finished yet. And that voice, God, is the breath that rekindles what I thought was dead. David wasn't crowned because he was the strongest, he was chosen because he knew how to kneel. And now I understand. Victory begins on the ground. It's when I completely surrender that your power lifts me up. Samuel poured wasn't just a symbol of royalty, it was the seal of your presence over a willing heart. And maybe that's what you're doing right now, pouring new oil over old wounds, healing what time couldn't, reigniting promises I had let fall asleep. Because you never forget what you promise. It may take time, but you never fail. Faith, Lord, is not the absence of pain. It's choosing to keep seeking you even when it hurts. It's singing even when the voice trembles. It's fighting even with tears in the eyes. That's how it was with David, and that's how it is with me. Because the same God who lifted him from the field is still turning unknown hearts into eternal stories. And now, Lord, something changes inside of me. I can feel your wind again. I can feel hope breathing. The anointing that once seemed distant begins to pulse once more, and I finally understand. What you started, no one can stop. But when the promise finally comes to pass, the heart learns the true meaning of gratitude. Lord, when David was finally called before all Israel and crowned king, he didn't forget the field. That same place of solitude became a living reminder of where it all began. And that's what your Spirit teaches me today. When the promise is fulfilled, it's not time to forget the journey. It's time to recognize how present you were in every step. Now I understand that the waiting wasn't loss, it was building. That the silence wasn't absence, it was teaching. That the valley wasn't the end, it was the beginning of inner royalty. Because before you place a crown on someone's head, you first place humility in their heart. And it's that humility that sustains the anointed one when the throne finally arrives. Today, God, I thank you, not only for the fulfillment of the promise, but for the entire process. Because I've learned that your delays aren't negative, they're precise. Your timing is perfect, your gaze is steady, and your choices, even when I don't understand them, always have purpose. May my life be like David's, not perfect, but sincere. May my heart seek you in every season, in the pasture, in the cave, or in the palace, because true kingship isn't about power, it's about intimacy with you. And now, Lord, I pray, anoint also those who are listening right now. May your Spirit touch every weary heart, every forgotten soul, every sleeping promise. May this prayer be the oil poured out over the faith of those who still wait. If this prayer spoke to your heart, like the video, share it with someone who needs faith and hope. And if you enjoy messages that touch the soul, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell.